Hello, Gene Schwimmer here. Welcome to today's vlog. Today's subject should not require a lot of time, so I'm going to sneak in a couple of other items before we get to the main subject. The first one of which is Twitter. Throughout the day, I just keep Twitter on and I refer to it periodically during the day for the sole purpose of posting links to my daily vlog. I really don't post any messages. I have said in the past, in past vlogs, that I have to resist the urge to post messages, or more important, to reply to tweets that I see by liberals on Twitter. It's really amazing. I have on my timeline tweets from all across the political spectrum. If you've been following my vlog, you know that I don't just follow conservatives. I like to get all points of view. So I have liberals and conservatives on my Twitter feed. What's interesting is that though I'm interested in all points of view because I'm following tweeters, I guess that's what you would call them, tweeters of various points in the political spectrum, it's interesting that the tweets are overwhelmingly liberal. They're also overwhelmingly angry. And when I say angry, I mean really angry. I am just amazed. There are 2 or 3 who post it seems like every 2 minutes, every 5 minutes, they post a new angry tweet at Donald Trump. And what's interesting even more is that one of these frequent tweeters is Lawrence Tribe, who is, or was, I suppose he still is, a respected constitutional expert. But I am really amazed at what he is tweeting about the impeachment, what I call the impeachment circus. But I just wanted to get that out there, that I don't understand how liberals going by these tweets can be so angry so much of the time that they have to tweet out their anger every few minutes. It is really astounding. That is the first point that I wanted to make as an aside. The second one is about NAFTA. Well, as I've said in the past, I try to point out things when I can, things that other people are not noticing. What I want to talk about right now very briefly is the USMCA, what I want to talk about now very briefly is the USMCA, the United States-Mexico-Canada Trade Agreement that Trump is urging Congress to pass. One of his arguments for that new bill, the USMCA, was and is that NAFTA was so unfair, so horrible, but at the same time, he's tweeting about how many jobs have been created, how low unemployment is, especially among African Americans, which is fantastic, how fast the economy is growing, how high the stock market is, the record highs being hit. He boasts about all that, but what he doesn't mention is what I'm going to mention, is that during all this great economic news, NAFTA has been in place. All the time that Trump has been president, NAFTA has been in effect. So given that we have all these economic benefits of which Trump is boasting, and again rightfully so, that all of this has been happening under NAFTA, I don't see the evidence of NAFTA being so bad. I don't see the urgency, as much as I would like Congress to actually accomplish something besides trying to drive President Trump out of office. I do not see the urgency to pass the U.S.-Mexico-Canada trade agreement. I just don't see it. That is item 2. Now on to our main subject, which, as you know from the title, is that I believe Trump should campaign in New York and California. Now, why do I believe that? Because, well, that comes with a caveat. So let me give you the caveat. If it looks like another very close election, Trump should ignore my advice. He should not waste time campaigning in New York and California, because there is no way he is going to carry those states. His time, money, effort would be much better spent in swing states like Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Minnesota, which he did not win last time. But as somebody commented, if Trump can flip Minnesota, he won't need Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. As I recall, he won't get over 300 electoral votes, but he will reach the 270 threshold if he can flip Minnesota. So he should be definitely focusing there. But let's assume that he looks like he's going to be coasting to an easy re-election. Then he should definitely devote some time and money to campaigning in California and New York. Number one, because just as he's doing with African Americans, it could set the stage for future gains. He reached out in 2016 to African Americans. You remember that he appealed to black audiences in 2016 with the simple question, what have you got to lose? But now they can see what they have to lose, the policies that Trump instituted that have contributed to record employment among African Americans. That's one reason, but the other reason is, well, it's revenge, because I just heard it again today. I was kind of watching the impeachment testimony of these four professors, but as I've said in the past, I think I'm not going to waste much more time on it. It's just a partisan persecution. That's what it is. If something's interesting, I'll mention it. But in those hearings, and occasionally, it has come up that Trump did not win the popular vote. The popular vote, of course, does not matter. We are a federal system. The states elect the president. It's the Electoral College. It doesn't matter what the popular vote is. And Elizabeth Warren, notwithstanding, the Electoral College is not going to be eliminated. The only way to eliminate it is via a constitutional amendment. You're not going to get the smaller states to provide enough votes to get your 3/4 of state legislature threshold to get rid of the Electoral College. They would have to be fools to do that. But the reason that he should campaign, or that second reason why he should campaign in California and New York, is precisely to win the popular vote. Even though it has no practical significance, can you imagine Donald Trump, when the results come in, he has been reelected as President of the United States with a victory in the Electoral College, of course, but also if he can stand up and say that he won the popular vote, well, first of all, Democrats won't be able to complain anymore that he did not win the popular vote, just as happened with George W. Bush, and why I can see it happening again, where Bush did not win the popular vote in his first election, but in his re-election, he did win the popular vote. If Trump does that, can you imagine how liberal heads will explode if that happens? And can you imagine the smile on Trump's face? And just use your imagination. Just sit back and dream, and then see if you agree with me that if it does not look like a close election, Trump should spend some time in New York and California. Because if you take away, in the last election, if you take away just two cities, New York and Los Angeles, Trump would have won the popular vote. It's just in those two cities. But I think if Trump campaigns in New York State, California State, he can pick up enough votes in both places not to carry either of those states, but to win the popular vote. So I say go for it, Donald. And I also say thumbs up if you like this video. Share it with anybody you think would also like the video. Got any comments? Put them in the comment section below the video. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. And finally, come back and see me again. I look forward to seeing all of you again. And until I do, bye.